Are you absolutely sure your favorite fast food haunt is safe from total collapse in 2025? The hard truth is, some of the biggest names in the industry are barely clinging on. Exploding commodity costs, ruthless competition, and a post-pandemic shift in how we eat have driven these once unstoppable giants into a downward spiral. Consumers are tightening their belts, dining rooms are going dark, and the numbers are looking uglier by the day. Think your favorite brand is immune? Don't bet on it. These 8 fast food titans might just be the very next to disappear for good. Grab your last combo meal while you still can, because 2025 could be the year of the biggest fast food bloodbath in modern history. So let's take a look at the 8 fast food Goliaths on the brink of collapse, complete with harsh financial figures, behind-the-scenes missteps, and the changing consumer habits that could wipe them off the map. So what's really driving the fast food giants into this downward spiral? Well, it's a mix of several challenges that have turned these once unstoppable forces into vulnerable brands. The fast food industry is facing skyrocketing commodity costs. Everything from beef and cheese to cooking oils has seen price hikes. On top of that, labor costs are rising, leaving chains with no choice but to raise prices or cut corners in quality. But that's not all. There's been a huge shift in consumer habits in the post-pandemic world. People are eating out less, opting for healthier and more affordable alternatives, and becoming more conscious of where their food comes from. As a result, these fast food giants are struggling to maintain relevance, with some brands facing backlash for their reliance on outdated business models. Add in fierce competition from both traditional rivals and newer, trendier fast casual joints, and it's no wonder these once mighty fast food chains are teetering on the edge. The question now is, which of these brands will be able to survive, and which ones will crumble under the pressure in 2025? Let's dive into the first of the 8 fast food giants that could be the next to disappear. Number 1, Burger King. Let's kick things off with Burger King, a brand that has long played second fiddle to McDonald's in the fast food wars. Despite being a well-known name with a recognizable brand, Burger King is struggling to stay afloat in 2025. While McDonald's has continued to dominate the market, Burger King's years of trailing behind are starting to catch up with it. The brand that once prided itself on its flame-grilled burgers is now fighting to stay relevant. According to a February 2025 report from QSR magazine, Burger King's same-store sales dropped by an alarming 9% in the past year. While that's concerning on its own, it gets worse when you factor in the 18% rise in key ingredient costs. Things like beef, cheese, and cooking oil. When you're in the fast food business, these rising costs are difficult to swallow, and they've led to spiking labor costs of nearly 12%. Unfortunately, consumers are less willing to shell out for what they perceive as lower quality meals. Adding to Burger King's woes, franchisees are in open revolt. The brand's required upgrades, such as state-of-the-art soda fountains, digital menu boards, and double drive-through lanes, have led to dozens of locations shutting down. In fact, nearly 400 locations worldwide closed in 2024 alone, and closures have only accelerated in 2025. Franchisees are struggling under the weight of these expenses and growing operational costs. Burger King has also faltered when it comes to its marketing and brand direction. Over the years, the brand has tried bizarre menu experiments. Remember the Green Nightmare King burger? These failed experiments have diluted brand loyalty and made it harder for Burger King to stand out against competitors. Meanwhile, McDonald's, Wendy's, and even trendy fast casual chains like Shake Shack are eating into Burger King's market share. With brands like these offering fresher ingredients and more modern dining experiences, Burger King is struggling to catch up. If Burger King doesn't radically overhaul its brand image, restructure costs, and find ways to boost its menu and marketing, 2025 could be the year it loses its throne in the fast food world. Number 2, Taco Bell. Next up, we have Taco Bell, a brand once beloved for its quirky mashups like the Doritos Locos Tacos and fan favorites like Nacho Fries. But in 2025, Taco Bell is beginning to lose steam, fast. While it's still a late-night staple for many college students and budget-conscious eaters, the numbers paint a troubling picture of the brand's future. In March 2025, Restaurant Business Online reported Taco Bell's quarterly same-store sales growth had dropped to just a measly 1%, a far cry from the double-digit growth the chain used to see regularly in the past. Analysts point to several factors behind this slowdown, with one of the primary culprits being skyrocketing avocado prices. The increase in costs for guacamole-based items, such as the brand's signature guacamole tacos, has hurt Taco Bell's ability to maintain profit margins. Taco Bell has also been hit with supply chain disruptions, leading to intermittent shortages of basic essentials like ground beef and tortillas at certain locations. The company's reliance on discount-driven promotions like dollar cravings menus and $5 boxes once drew large crowds. But in the face of inflation and rising labor costs, Taco Bell is struggling to make these deals work financially. While Taco Bell once thrived on its ability to offer cheap, craveable meals, the rising costs of goods and labor have made those dollar menus unprofitable. The chain's heavy reliance on discounts has left it in a tight spot, unable to profit from its iconic low-cost, high-volume offerings. The rise of Chipotle, Qdoba, and other fresh, fast-casual Mexican chains that focus on healthier ingredients and more transparent sourcing has put pressure on Taco Bell. Younger consumers who care about sustainability and ingredient quality are now gravitating toward these alternatives, further eating into Taco Bell's market share. Unless Taco Bell can reinvent itself with a more sustainable and cost-effective approach, 2025 could be the year when many of these purple and gold outposts are boarded up for good. Without a major overhaul, Taco Bell's reign as the fast food giant of late-night cravings could come to an abrupt end. Number 3. McDonald's. Next, let's take a deep dive into McDonald's, the fast food empire so massive it's practically synonymous with the term fast food. While it may seem untouchable, even giants like McDonald's are struggling in 2025. Despite being the largest fast food chain globally with over 38,000 stores, McDonald's is starting to feel the strain from unprecedented economic pressures and shifting consumer behaviors. In an attempt to recover from pandemic-era losses, McDonald's turned to automation, rolling out robotic fry stations and cashierless counters in hundreds of locations. The idea was to cut labor costs and boost profit margins. However, things didn't go according to plan. Installation, maintenance, and software licensing fees for these new tech systems are draining both corporate and franchise budgets at an alarming rate, and the savings from automation aren't materializing as expected. To make matters worse, consumer backlash has been fierce. Viral social media posts have criticized McDonald's for replacing human workers with robots, leading to a significant PR nightmare. Many younger, more socially conscious consumers are now turning away from McDonald's in favor of local burger joints or plant-based alternatives that promote fair wages and environmental responsibility. Another issue McDonald's is facing is the rising costs of its real estate portfolio. Leases are up, property taxes are increasing, and despite its massive footprint, McDonald's is refusing to budge on its famously strict franchise requirements. This is putting a lot of pressure on franchisees who are struggling with rising costs and low profitability. As real estate prices soar, maintaining such a vast network of stores is becoming less and less sustainable. Even more concerning is the erosion of brand loyalty. Once considered the gold standard in fast food, McDonald's is now facing increased competition from newer brands, offering more specialized, healthier options. Local burger joints and fast casual chains are stealing market share, particularly from younger generations who are increasingly looking for healthier or more unique fast food experiences. While McDonald's is unlikely to vanish entirely, 2025 might mark the beginning of a significant downsizing for the Golden Arches. A major shakeup in its operations, including a shift in its approach to real estate, technology, and consumer engagement, may be necessary for McDonald's to maintain its relevance. The brand might find itself scaling back in certain markets, and local McDonald's locations could become less common as the brand shifts its focus to fewer, more profitable stores. Number 4. KFC. Moving on, let's discuss KFC, a brand that once revolutionized the fast food world with its iconic buckets of fried chicken. KFC has long been one of the top contenders in the fried chicken fast food industry, but 2025 has not been kind to the Colonel. Despite being a staple in the fast food industry, KFC is now facing a variety of challenges that could force it into a massive retreat. One of the biggest issues KFC is facing in 2025 is crippling poultry shortages. Import-to-export tariffs, ongoing avian flu outbreaks, and rising costs for grain-based chicken feed have all contributed to the crisis. These issues have directly impacted KFC's ability to source enough chicken to meet demand, which is critical for a brand built on its fried chicken. On top of this, the price of a family bucket has risen significantly, with prices in some metro areas exceeding $35. Customers are balking at these prices, especially when they feel the product no longer lives up to its iconic reputation. KFC's recipe, once known for its unique crispiness and savory flavor, has become bland and inconsistent, primarily due to rushed cooking methods and cost-cutting measures in the kitchen. In the past 5 years, Popeyes and Chick-fil-A have eaten into KFC's market share, particularly as they've offered spicier and more flavorful options. Popeyes, in particular, has seen a surge in popularity after its famous chicken sandwich release, and it's quickly become a major threat to KFC's dominance in the fried chicken market. A 2025 QSR study revealed that KFC's share of the U.S. fried chicken fast food sector had dropped to just 15%, down from 23% in 2020. KFC's once reliable international markets, such as China, have cooled dramatically. Local competitors now offer cheaper, spicier, and more flexible menus, further eating into KFC's market share. Once considered a lifeline for the brand, these international markets are no longer the growth engine they once were. On top of everything, franchisees are struggling to stay afloat due to high costs associated with brand-mandated remodeling and the company's broader focus on more profitable ventures, like Pizza Hut's reinvention. This leaves KFC on the back burner for the parent company Yum Brands. Unless KFC can solve its supply chain issues and reignite brand loyalty with a new marketing campaign and menu overhaul, 2025 might be the year that KFC is forced into retirement. The brand that once stood at the forefront of fried chicken may soon find itself a shadow of its former self, struggling to keep pace with a rapidly changing market. Number 5. Wendy's. Next on our list is Wendy's, a brand once famous for its fresh, never-frozen beef and its snarky Twitter roasts. While Wendy's used to enjoy a strong following, 2025 is proving to be a difficult year for the chain. Rising costs, questionable executive decisions, and increasing competition are all taking a toll on Wendy's profitability and long-term viability. In late 2024 and early 2025, Wendy's franchisees were operating with a razor-thin net margin of just 23%. A significant drop compared to the more comfortable 10 to 12% margins the chain reported in the mid-2000s. The rising cost of fresh beef has contributed to this issue, as well as poor financial decisions, like investing millions of dollars into high-tech soda dispensers and rebranding campaigns that didn't resonate with their core customers. These investments have drained resources without providing the expected return on investment. Wendy's made an attempt to boost sales with its breakfast menu launch in 2020. While the idea showed some initial promise, by 2025, it has become a burden on labor costs and has proven to be a complex and costly offering for the brand. The addition of the complex morning menu has created inefficiencies in operations, requiring more labor hours and increasing operating costs. Despite its snarky social media presence and efforts to appeal to younger customers, Wendy's has struggled to maintain customer loyalty. This is especially true with increased competition from Five Guys, Shake Shack, and a growing number of local smash burger joints that are eating into Wendy's market share, particularly in suburban areas. Consumers are now looking for more specialized, premium burger options that Wendy's can't provide at a competitive price point. Wendy's is also facing a troubling trend: location closures, especially in suburban America, where drive-through traffic has dwindled. Many of these closures are due to the company's inability to adapt to shifting consumer habits and the increasingly competitive burger market. In addition, the franchisee community is struggling with rising costs and low profit margins, causing more and more franchisees to either close their locations or opt out of expanding further. Without a significant shift in strategy, particularly in its menu offerings, pricing, and customer engagement, Wendy's might find itself becoming irrelevant in the fast food space. While it still has a loyal fan base, it is at risk of fading into the background as more innovative and specialized competitors rise to the occasion. If 2025 doesn't bring about a major turnaround for Wendy's, the brand could face a future of declining sales and more store closures. Number 6. Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box has always been the quirky, eccentric brand in the fast food industry. famous for its bizarre commercials and late-night friendly menu items like tacos and munchie meals. However, in 2025, it's clear that novelty alone can't keep Jack in the Box afloat. Financial struggles, a confused brand identity, and fierce competition are pushing the chain toward an uncertain future. Jack in the Box's net revenues dropped by 7% in the last quarter of 2024, continuing a year-long decline in sales. Industry experts attribute the downturn to the chain's limited geographic footprint, which is primarily focused on the western U.S. This makes Jack in the Box particularly vulnerable to rising minimum wages and higher real estate costs in regions like California. As these costs increase, franchise owners are closing locations at an alarming rate, leaving Jack in the Box in a vulnerable position. One of the biggest challenges for Jack in the Box is its identity crisis. Is it a burger joint, a taco stand, a late-night snack provider? The confusion around its brand message has left customers unsure of what the brand stands for. Jack in the Box's inconsistent offerings like burgers, tacos, and weird hybrid stoner food have alienated some customers who are looking for a more defined and coherent menu. The company's pivot toward digital ordering has also been a mixed bag. While they introduced an app to facilitate online orders, user reviews have been overwhelmingly negative, citing frequent glitches and confusing promotions. This has led to frustration among customers and a lack of confidence in the brand's ability to adapt to the digital age. Jack in the Box's social media presence, once known for its humor, has started to backfire. The brand's comedic approach is no longer resonating with younger audiences, who now prefer more authentic, transparent brands. The viral social media backlash grew after a widely shared video exposed an undercooked chicken sandwich in one of its locations. This incident further tarnished the brand's reputation and left it struggling to recover. The growing popularity of premium fast casual chains like Habit Burger and Smashburger has also put pressure on Jack in the Box. Consumers are increasingly willing to pay a little more for higher quality, more authentic meals, and Jack in the Box's cheap and quirky image isn't enough to compete with this trend. If Jack in the Box doesn't reinvent itself quickly, it could easily be left behind in the competitive fast food space. A failed digital transition, identity crisis, and lack of customer engagement are just a few of the problems the chain needs to address before it's too late. Without a major overhaul, Jack in the Box might soon become another relic of the fast food past. Number 7. Arby's. Next we have Arby's, a brand that has long prided itself on offering roast beef sandwiches and the iconic slogan, "We have the meats." However, in 2025, Arby's is facing several challenges that threaten its ability to remain relevant in the competitive fast food market. Once a powerhouse, Arby's now finds itself struggling to keep pace with consumer demand, rising costs, and shifting dietary preferences. Arby's biggest challenge in 2025 is beef inflation. The price of beef has risen by nearly 20% since 2023, significantly affecting Arby's profit margins. While the brand prides itself on high-quality cuts of meat, this commitment to premium ingredients has become a double-edged sword. The price hikes have forced Arby's to either raise menu prices or reduce portion sizes, and neither strategy has been well received by customers. Many consumers are now balking at the $10 price tag for a roast beef sandwich they feel no longer justifies the quality they expect. Arby's once catered to a niche market that loved its roast beef sandwiches, but the world has changed. With more people gravitating toward health-conscious and plant-based options, Arby's has struggled to attract younger, more diverse customers. Its offerings are heavily meat-based, and the chain has done little to expand its menu to appeal to those looking for vegetarian or vegan options. As a result, Arby's is increasingly being overshadowed by competitors that have embraced the plant-based trend, such as Burger King and McDonald's, who offer more variety and options for diverse dietary preferences. Internally, Arby's is facing an issue with its franchisees. Many franchisees are struggling with profitability, and some locations have been forced to close. In fact, over 100 Arby's locations closed in the second half of 2024, and the closures are expected to continue in 2025. One of the primary reasons for these closures is the increasing difficulty of maintaining profit margins in a highly competitive market with rising ingredient costs and lower customer visits. Social media has also played a role in Arby's declining popularity. In 2024, a series of negative social media posts highlighted everything from lackluster customer service to poorly maintained dining areas. These issues have turned off both loyal customers and potential new ones. With increasing consumer preference for brands that are both socially responsible and transparent, Arby's is falling behind in meeting these consumer expectations. Arby's parent company, Inspire Brands, has also shifted its attention and finances toward reviving other brands in its portfolio, like Buffalo Wild Wings and Dunkin'. This has left Arby's to wither on the vine without significant investments or strategic innovations to counteract its declining sales. Arby's struggles to attract younger customers, the high costs of meat, and its narrow menu focus are pushing it into a corner. If the company doesn't shift its strategy quickly, 2025 could see a significant retreat from certain regions, potentially marking the end of its reign as a fast food leader. The once iconic chain that has the meats might find itself without a seat at the table if it doesn't adapt to evolving consumer trends. Number 8. Starbucks. Finally, let's talk about Starbucks, a brand that is often synonymous with coffee culture itself. Starbucks has long been the go-to destination for those craving specialty coffee and a cozy cafe experience, but 2025 is shaping up to be a rough year for the coffee giant. Despite being the biggest player in the specialty coffee market with nearly 35,000 stores worldwide, Starbucks is now facing several challenges that could impact its long-term survival. In recent years, Starbucks has been embroiled in a series of unionization efforts, particularly in 2022 and 2023. By 2024, these efforts had exploded into a full-blown company-wide battleground, with employees demanding better pay, benefits, and working conditions. Strikes and protests have led to store shutdowns, causing significant disruption to Starbucks operations. Negative publicity surrounding these labor disputes has created a public relations nightmare for the company, with many customers sympathetic to the workers' cause and reluctant to continue supporting the brand under such conditions. Inflation has also severely impacted Starbucks, as the company is now faced with rising costs for milk, coffee beans, and sweeteners. The price of a typical Starbucks drink has already skyrocketed, with many drinks now costing $7 or $8. While this price increase might be acceptable for loyal customers, it's becoming increasingly difficult to justify to a more price-conscious consumer base. Starbucks' strategy of upcharging for elaborate drinks may no longer be sustainable as customers become more reluctant to spend so much for a cup of coffee. Alongside rising costs, Starbucks is feeling the pressure from local coffee shops and smaller, more specialized cafes that offer a more personalized experience and often better prices. Additionally, consumers are increasingly turning toward health-conscious and ethical brands that focus on sustainability, fair wages, and environmental responsibility, something that Starbucks has struggled to do consistently. While Starbucks has pushed some initiatives like eco-friendly packaging, these efforts have been seen as half-hearted, and it's falling behind in terms of offering something fresh and new to appeal to younger generations. Another significant problem for Starbucks is its real estate overhead. With over 35,000 stores, the cost of maintaining this vast network has become enormous, particularly as foot traffic has not fully rebounded post-pandemic. Starbucks has struggled to fill its stores as efficiently as before, and in 2024, for the first time in 2 decades, Starbucks closed more U.S. stores than it opened. This trend is continuing into 2025, with the pace of closures increasing. The company's over-reliance on expensive real estate and the lack of innovation in store formats has started to backfire. Starbucks may be the coffee king now, but 2025 could mark the beginning of a massive scale-back for the brand. While it's too big to vanish completely, the combination of labor disputes, rising costs, increased competition, and stagnating foot traffic could lead to a dramatic reduction in store locations, especially in markets where real estate is the most expensive. The Green Mermaid might not drown overnight, but the next few years could see Starbucks drastically rethink its strategy and operations to stay competitive in an ever-changing market. So there you have it, 8 fast food giants that are facing significant challenges in 2025. From Burger King and Taco Bell struggling to maintain their market positions to the financial pressure and supply chain issues affecting brands like KFC, Wendy's, Jack in the Box, Arby's, and Starbucks, these once unstoppable fast food titans are finding themselves in a vulnerable spot. What's clear from these 8 fast food brands is that even the biggest names aren't immune to the forces of change. Whether it's due to increasing costs, competition from newer, trendier brands, or shifting consumer preferences, these chains are facing a reckoning in 2025. Consumers are no longer blindly loyal to their favorite fast food brands, and with rising prices, quality concerns, and lackluster innovation, it's clear that the fast food industry is going through a major shift. While some of these brands might find ways to adapt and survive, 2025 is shaping up to be a year of massive disruption for the fast food industry. It's a reminder that even the giants can stumble when the market shifts too rapidly. The question now is which fast food chains will be able to adapt and thrive in the future, and which ones will fall into irrelevance. As we move into a new era of dining, it's clear that the fast food apocalypse of 2025 is here, and not everyone will make it out alive. So, enjoy that last burger, burrito, or coffee while you can, because the next time you crave it, the neon might already be dark. Let us know in the comments, which fast food giant do you think will survive, and which one will disappear by 2025? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more industry insights and updates on fast food trends. We'll continue to keep you updated on the shifting landscape of the fast food world, and who knows, next time, your favorite chain might just be the one on the chopping block. Stay tuned, and as always, thanks for watching.